What's up, guys? It's Daily Rap Reviews back at it again with another video. Before we get into it, remember to like the video, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell. Today, we'll be reviewing Travis Scott's AstroWorld. As usual, we'll be going through the tracks and, at the end, rating the album 1 through 10. Let's get started. Oops, sorry, wrong AstroWorld. If you live in Houston, Texas, then I am so sorry, but you also probably watch the Houston Texans of the NFL and know that they play at the Lions Stadium. However, if you've ever gone there, you've most likely also noticed this mysterious dome building next door. This is/was the Houston Astrodome, built by former Houston mayor and businessman Roy Hoffhines to serve as the ballpark of the Houston Astros, with both names honoring Houston's Johnson Space Center. However, the Astrodome also hosted the Houston Rockets of the NBA and the now-defunct Houston Oilers of the NFL. This was on top of concerts and the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, which is apparently the biggest event in Houston, according to a random Chinese news outlet, so it's gotta be true. As the name suggests, the Astrodome was the first domed sports stadium and the world's largest air-conditioned room to account for the Texas heat. The dome opened in 1965 to much fanfare, being praised by some as the eighth wonder of the world. Partly because of this success, Hoffhines saw an opportunity in expanding the AstroDomain, or this square of land Hoffhines purchased solely for the project. The Astrodome project featured a convention center called the Astro Hall and several on-site hotels. He initially denied the rumor that a theme park was to be a part of this complex, but then confirmed those rumors a few months later, so I'm not really sure what he was doing there. After somehow getting the designer of Six Flags over Texas, Hoffhines began construction on the theme park AstroWorld. However, there were three main issues. The first issue was that the ground that the park was to be built on was a bit muddy, which became a very big difficulty in placing support beams for rides. To solve this, hello, Houston Dirt Go. My name is Thomas. How may I help you? Hi, I'd like to purchase some dirt for my project. Okay, would you like to purchase in cubic meters or cubic yards? Cubic yards, please. Okay, and how many cubic yard packages will you be needing? Um, yeah, 1 million? I'm sorry, what? You heard me. Get me 1 million cubic yards of dirt now. Okay, that'll be 2 million. I said now! Oh my god, I don't, where would we get all that dirt? The second issue was the blistering hot Houston weather. To solve this, hello, this is Houston AC. My name is Thomas. How may we help you? Yeah, dude, are you the guy who ordered 1 million cubic yards of dirt? No. Okay, well, I have a second job for the dirt company, and one guy ordered 1 million cubic yards of dirt with same-day delivery. Like, I'm pretty sure the delivery guy is still passed out on the floor on the other side of the office. Wow, what a horrible person. Anyway, I'd like 2,400 tons of outdoor air conditioning units. Yeah, I'd like the same day delivery again. Yep, that's what I thought. The third was that Hoffhines wanted an environment filled with lush greenery and nature in the middle of Houston, Texas. Hey, Billy in editing. So I just assumed while writing the script that all of Texas is a desert, like a normal person should, but apparently Houston is one of the only areas characterized by actually a lot of greenery, so this joke doesn't really work as well, but I hope it's still funny. Okay. Hello, Simon Shrubbery here. My name is Thomas. How may I help you? Yeah, I need to place an order of 10,000 trees, 20,000 shrubs, and about 100,000 flowers. And I'd like the same day delivery. The fourth issue was that the park area was separated from the rest of the AstroDomain by Interstate 610. To solve this, he built a pedestrian-only bridge over the interstate to connect the park to its parking and hotels. Hoffhines also discussed the idea of a monorail connecting AstroWorld, the Astrodome, the Astro Hall, and the hotels. But that was scrapped, mainly because the AstroDomain, 1.7 square kilometers. Disney World, Yeah, I think you can just walk. Hofheinz opened AstroWorld on June 1st, 1968. His idea for building this theme park right next door to the stadium was that people would come in the morning to find good parking, but then be left with the rest of the afternoon to wait until the night game. So, instead of spending that time waiting around, they could spend it at the amusement park next door. This idea worked surprisingly well, as over 50,000 guests visited in the first week alone. The park was divided into 8 main areas by Hofheinz. The first was Americana Square. Think Disney World's Main Street, USA, but instead of Mickey's PhilharMagic, there's a barber shop. Who is getting a haircut in an amusement park? Going clockwise, the next area was Oriental Corner, featuring the entrance to the 610 limited train that circled around the park, the Black Dragon, also known as an easily dizzy person's nightmare, and the Astroway, a skyway attraction. The next area was the Plaza de Fiesta, which featured the Lost World Adventure, a boat ride through a jungle river featuring numerous nightmare inducers, like holy crap. The creatively named Children's World was a world for children, featuring a petting zoo, Maypole, also known as the poor man's mad teacups, and Rub-a-Dub, the saddest boat ride of all time. Western Junction definitely embraced its theme the most. It featured the Crystal Palace Theater, reserved for Western-y events, a wagon wheel, a type of chance trabant, which is just another type of ride that also serves as a new experience for those who have never had motion sickness before. Additionally, this area contained a shooting range, right next to the kids area. Yeah, great idea. Granted, this area didn't actually have real bullets, but still, right next to the children's area? Really? The European Village featured AstroWorld's main attraction, the AstroNeo, a 340 feet tall double-decker Intamin gyro tower. What just came out of my mouth? No, like actually. This ride was essentially a glorified Ferris wheel, gently lifting riders up the towers so they could get a pleasant view of the Houston skyline. In this area was also a taxi ride that took riders through a racetrack and a tunnel, called the Lay Taxi, which, okay, that's gotta be appropriation. Oh, okay. The next area, the Alpine Valley, featured the other Astroway station, a carousel, and AstroWorld's other flagship attraction, and its most complex by far, the Alpine Sleigh Ride. This ride took riders through the Der Hofheinsberg mountain. Like, yo, holy self-insert, like, what? This ride started with the Echo Tunnel, the first of the ride's state-of-the-art technology. Riders were encouraged to yell while in the first tunnel.
Hello to the future! Davy Jones forever!
This audio was caught on a microphone, whose audio was uploaded to a tape that then played right as the riders approached the second tunnel, giving the illusion of an echo. After the blasting tunnel, which disoriented guests with strobe lights and a photo walk with an abominable snowman, riders would enter the ride's biggest draw, the cold room, using state-of-the-art cooling technology to cool the room to as low as -12 degrees Celsius, which is equal to -12 degrees centigrade. The final steep drop would finish by far AstroWorld's most impressive ride. But this impressiveness came with a cost of the ride having more than one similarity to a McDonald's ice cream machine. This thing never worked, which led to several effects being removed over time, including the abominable snowman, as there were problems with it scaling the young passengers. Really? This stays, but a worker in a Spirit Halloween costume doesn't? Finally, there was the Maudeville area. I'm not pronouncing that right, but it featured a double Ferris wheel known as the Astro Wheel, a scrambler ride, and finally, there was the Spin, a tracked sports car ride. And that was AstroWorld on opening day. Things went surprisingly well. However, things were about to go seriously awry. And we'll find that out in part 2 coming soon. Woo! Well, that concludes another epic episode of Daily Rap Reviews. Remember to like, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell, because next time we're gonna be reviewing Light Reacts Broke Boy. So make sure to have those notifications on.